You can get really overpowered in Black Myth Wukong thanks to some amazing unlocks. He has a weapon that shoots swords, an insane transformation, crazy new moves and way more. Let's start with that amazing spear that sends out these silver blades that deal a ton of extra damage, sometimes doubling the regular damage you would do with the Forceful Thrust skill. So yes, you need to have the offense and defense unlocked, and then when you have a focus point, do a light attack, press the heavy attack button, press the heavy attack button again for this powerful step that now shoots out a ton of swords onto the target as well. So yes, it costs one focus point, but you can easily build these up of course, and then do this attack multiple times in rapid succession. The weapon also significantly increases the damage of all the thrust stance attacks. I did some testing and it's 20% more damage, and just like the spear you can get in chapter 3, this one also has that unique light attack combo. So just an amazing weapon to get. And getting it also gives you access to the amazing Stone Monkey transformation. Want to tell you all about it and some other amazing unlocks. But first, the sponsor of this video, the official Black Myth Wukong 8-bit Do Ultimate 2C controller with a really cool black-red design inspired by the game. Nice are these extra R4 bumpers that you can remap to special shortcuts. It has vibration feedback that matches the game. So for example, if you charge up the staff and then slam it down, you will feel it in the controller. It has joysticks built for durability, precision and sensitivity, and the special Hall effect triggers, meaning they are very snappy and responsive. And these controllers are only $35 for the wireless version and only $25 for the wired one. And they both have 1000 Hz polling rate, which means they are super precise and have very low latency. So totally check them out. Find a special link in the video description, which would really support the channel as well. They work on PC and Android, just perfect when playing Black Myth Wukong on Steam, Epic Games Store or through streaming. So thanks to 8-bit Do for sponsoring the video, and now let's get back into it. So yes, the Stone Monkey. Totally go into this transformation with at least 3 focus points to immediately do some abilities, including Ice Bath that gives you Frozen Fist to freeze enemies with melee attacks, especially amazing when bosses are weak against the freezing effect. But you're also able to use your regular abilities that you have equipped, with the Pluck of Many now instead summoning a clone of the Stone Monkey to help you out during an encounter. And the heavy attacks are also really strong, with a powerful punch or slam on the ground that can deal a ton of damage. Like this one will help you a ton in New Game Plus. So we'll go over more overpowered items, but first, how do you get the spear and the Stone Monkey transformation? You first have to complete the Treasure Hunter quest in chapter 3 that gives you the Spellbinder spell. Maybe you've already done that, otherwise a link to a previous video with a guide on how to get it in the video description. Go to the 5-minute mark in that video. Then you need to have completed every secret area, so the one in chapter 1 with the 3 bells, the one in chapter 2 where you have to do the boar quest first, the one in chapter 4 where you have to kill the Venom Taoist boss in 2 separate locations, and the one in chapter 5 linked to the bull quest where you have to take out all the cards in this chapter. Also, guides to those will be in the video description. If you've completed that, go from the Snowville Trail Shrine in chapter 3, run like this, cross the bridge, and then keep going until you're able to go up here and then see the glowing door, interact with it. Now you're at the Great Pagoda. Then you will trigger a cutscene where you have to fight the most challenging boss in the game. I don't want to spoil it, it's not this guy. But come prepared with other items I mention here, especially the ones you get in chapter 6. And then you have the spear, the transformation, and 2 celestial ribbons, which are very important to upgrade armor. Let's look at that, and of course, if you like the video so far, leave a like, that would really help me out, and subscribe for way more Black Myth Wukong content like this. So yes, these celestial ribbons are needed to craft mythical armor pieces, but also to upgrade them at the blacksmith in the hub area that you can access through chapter 3. I also talked about that in the game-changing unlock video, but this is important because you unlock brand new perks by upgrading certain armor sets, but you can only upgrade 2 armor sets to the mythical rarity in your first playthrough. And this if you did not use the celestial ribbons on the Iron Bull armor set you get from the secret area in chapter 5. So I tested all the special mythical perks, and there are certainly ones that stand out, while others not so much. So cool is that for one, these armor sets also change in terms of look if you fully upgrade them to the mythical rarity. The Gale Guardian in particular looks very awesome, and this one is all about the perfect dodges with the special mythical perk you unlock when wearing the full mythical set, extending the duration of the invincibility of dodges so you can better ignore the enemy attacks, and it also further reduces the cooldown for all spells on perfect dodges, which you totally notice. Now the problem with this is though, and with cooldown spells in general, that you usually don't have a lot of mana to use all these spells often anyways, so being able to use them faster is not that strong. So while it looks cool, I don't think it's worth the upgrade in your first playthrough. I never really used the Ebon Gold armor, but the perk is pretty fun, adding this dark wind to you during Cloud Step and to your decoy as well, so you can basically stand near enemies and watch the health go down without swinging your weapon. But the perk you get when wearing the full 3 pieces on the mythical rarity makes sure your decoy stays after you go out of the Cloud Step, so it will still take aggro from the enemies, and that's really nice to more easily take them out. Do be careful though, if you stand close with the dark wind while the enemies are attacking your decoy, you can still take damage even if you don't really see the impact. Overall though, it only makes one of the best spells even better, but the fact that it's a 3-piece armor does make it less great compared to other options. Like, the best armor you can upgrade by far is the Pilgrim armor. I already talked about it in the early things video, as with more running speed, the option to take a potion while running, and simply increasing your damage significantly the longer you run before an attack, with the effect stacking up to 10 seconds. Like, you easily notice this increase, and when upgrading it to the mythical rarity, it doesn't only look really cool, but it also lets you build up focus points now while running, up to 3 focus points. Yes, this gives you a really cool sort of wind effect as well, but this also means that you can start every boss encounter with 3 focus points already, and these points heal you as well if you have the acceleration skill unlocked, so you can also, outside of combat, use this to heal yourself. Really overpowered, totally worth spending your celestial ribbons on this one. Upgrading the ochre armor to mythical is also pretty cool, but maybe not worth it, although it adds a fun perk. So normally duplicates and decoys will have this sort of sand wind effect over them when wearing 3 pieces of this armor set, but with the mythical perk, you now also, when doing a successful heavy attack that costs 4 focus points, can summon this duplicate who will then help you for around 10 seconds, and it's pretty awesome and can be good too. Although it depends on the enemy, like some can easily interrupt the duplicate, so then the effect can wear off before the duplicate could do any damage. Of course, with the mobile spin and the skills unlocked, you can easily build up those 4 focus points, but still having to do that each time for this duplicate for 10 seconds, it's not like the best in the world, but sure, it's still pretty cool. And with the best staff in the game, you can now make sure that the 4 focus points no longer deplete, so you can just hold on to them and more easily have the duplicate spawn to help you out. So we'll tell you how to get that staff, but first, important info on these celestial ribbons, as you can only get 12 in your first playthrough. 5 are from bosses that you will eventually take out during the main story or in the secret area of chapter 5. 2 are again from that secret boss I told you about that gives you the spear and transformation. You can buy 1 at the shrine in the secret area of chapter 5 and 1 at the shrine in chapter 6, and the other 3 can be found in chest. So from the Furnace Valley entrance shrine, run straight, simply go, and then eventually go down here, simply follow the path, go under the Torii, and then eventually you want to head left, and then you will find the chest. And there are 2 in the secret area of chapter 5. From the Cave Depths Shrine you will eventually get to, you will on the left here find the chest that you want to open anyways for the Iron Bull crafting material, and then continue through the second room, go, past the enemies, and then in the next room on your left hand side you find the final celestial ribbon. But you won't need those for the Heavens Equal armor that you get on the mythical rarity, and this one is crazy, and not even because of the regular perks that increase your crit chance by 8 for around the 10 seconds after using an ability. So if you want to use this effect, having rock solid of course is easy to trigger this, and then you will see these yellow damage numbers way more often that deal 130% more damage compared to the regular damage numbers. And crits with this armor set also lower the cooldown for all spells, so that's pretty easy to trigger. But you will need 5 pieces to have this perk active, because you also need to use the Jingu Bang staff, the best staff in the game. And this also gives you access to the Wukong stance, and it's pretty crazy because it gives you a brand new finisher at 4 focus points that is insanely strong as it has multiple hits, but it also with 3 focus points increases the range of your light attack hits, and this increased even more when you have 4 focus points that you can now hold on to thanks to the staff. So instead of like using your heavy attack, you can also way longer benefit from the increased range to your light attacks. It's really insane, but in your first playthrough you can only use this in chapter 6. To use it in other chapters you have to be on your 4th New Game Plus playthrough, and the 3 playthroughs before that you also need to have done the secret ending, so basically all the secret areas in the game. So yeah, that will take a very long time. If you want to get these items in your first playthrough, you simply have to defeat the 4 bosses that are part of chapter 6 for the main story, including the general that is bouncing around. I will leave a guide and locations for these in the video description. And if you've done that, simply go from the Deerside Forest Shrine like this, to the right, go, it's quite the journey, but you will then eventually see a waterfall, and here you have to drop down from the cloud in order to continue. Once you do though, and wear the full set, then a cutscene will play when you are near the staff, and then you can grab it. And after this, you can like do that secret boss that gives you the spear, and I totally recommend that you do, because this staff will totally come in handy. Subscribe to be up to date on everything Black Myth Wukong. A like on the video would of course really help me out, and check out my previous video with more nice endgame tricks and unlocks you totally want to get. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.